We want to plant Union Church out of this theology that union with Christ is the best news anyone's ever heard. And that good news, that gospel, leads to union with people, especially people that don't look or act alike. That has historically been missing in the South for years. And the church has not been the prophetic voice that she should have been. And so we need generations of new churches for new generations of people coming to the South. With this DNA of union with Christ is kind of the foundational piece. So Union Church is for people that are tired of the status quo, that think that we need a new approach to reaching our neighbors, that we need a church that's structured to reach out to communities that don't look like our community. And we think that Auburn is a perfect place for that because we're going to send out people who graduate every single semester anyway. And so if they had this union DNA, where it was a family to belong to, not an event to attend, and if that was ingrained and that started breaking down barriers into all these different communities, and you export that to all these different cities across the South, man, that could really change, and that could really usher in the kingdom of heaven, and it could look more like heaven than it has. So we're planning this church to be a family of missionary servants in the day-to-day mundane life. So we want to do house churches, we want to do family, and we want to do it cross-culturally. What we don't want to do is perpetuate this idea of you can just come and check off a Christian box on a Sunday morning and never have to think about Jesus again. We think Jesus deserves more than that. We think he offers more than that. And so we want to be a part of a movement. It's certainly not us by ourselves. We want to be a part of a movement that plants new churches all across the country, all across the globe, that honors Jesus, that takes what Jesus says seriously, that loves the things that he loves and hates the things that he hates. And we think we can do that as a family, and we think that Auburn, Opelika is ripe for that kind of a church. We think there is an appetite for a new church that loves people that don't look like them, that really values family over an events, that doesn't try to make Christians busy, but to frees them up to be missionaries in their neighborhoods. And we think that if that can take root, that would be a huge win for the city. It would be a huge win for the state, and it would be a huge win for the region, and that could be catalytic for other church planting movements as we try to grow this thing outward and outward and outward.